Hey there, Danny here. Welcome to my ramblings. It's been a little longer than I wanted to be gone, but life's been happening, so I'm one payment behind, and then I'll be all caught up. Yay! So today I just wanted to talk to you about I don't even know how to put this. So the ex that had me arrested. If you've watched the previous videos, you should know that because it tells you. If not, go back and watch those videos and you'll understand. So he's attempted to basically keep me stuck. So when I talk about loving yourself and finding your true authentic self, I'm talking about your energy. The energy of you as a human being, a person, your energy that connects you to the greater universe. And as long as you don't love yourself and you don't find your true authentic self, you're going to stay stuck repeating the same patterns over and over and over again, and nothing's ever going to change. Once you learn to love yourself and find your true authentic self, then you don't follow those patterns anymore. You can see those patterns a mile away because you've now healed yourself from all of your wounds. And it's a hard process to go through because you really have to look at yourself and how that certain situations triggered you to respond, and that response that you gave, that reaction that you gave, was not really based off of who you truly are. It was based off of pain that you haven't healed. This is why I said that once you love yourself and find your true authentic self, you will not be triggered. And you'll still have fear, but like I've always taught my children, is you go where the fear is. Now, I'm not talking life or death. Oh my God, fear. The oh my God, I've got to run away type thing. I'm talking fear as in, okay, I want something, but I'm scared to do it because, and then your brain starts thinking about all the things that could go wrong. You need to, once you get to your authentic self and you love yourself, once you start to head down that rabbit hole of what could go wrong, you stop yourself. You know that this is not reality, and you know that the thoughts that you have in your head are what create your world. Your future is based off of what you think. So if you stay ruminating about the things that have always gone wrong for you, or the shitty relationships you've always had, you're going to keep sabotaging everything else. You've got to take time from everybody and everything and just love yourself and find your true authentic self. Once you do, it's almost like a whole new world opens up. So anyways, I digress. I know I got off, but you'll understand why. So he decides, I had blocked him. I forgot to block him on Facebook. I blocked him on my phone. Now, when I block somebody on my phone, it doesn't ring to me, but it shows that he did call. And then if he leaves, and I don't look at it, I don't look at it like really at all, except for he had left a couple of voicemails the other night. He had sent a message on Facebook, and I read it, and then I blocked him. And then shortly after that, I got 2 voicemails. He was 3 sheets to the wind, so it was very slurred and slow, which is irrelevant, but it was supposed to be this big apology that was supposed to, I don't know, make me pity him or something. I don't know. But all he kept saying was that he's sorry, he doesn't know, he's never had kids and he's never been married, so he doesn't know how to have a relationship, and he's always loved me, and his whole past is the way it is because of me, and there is nothing in those voicemails, absolutely nothing in those voicemails that say anything about me as a human being. He's only talking about him and what he wants. So if I feel sorry for him, which is how he sucked me in all the other times was because I felt bad for him. And I, being where I'm at, I do see good in people. Even if they're not the greatest of people, we all have good and bad in us. All of us. And learning to love yourself and find your true authentic self, you merge your darkness with your lightness, and that's how you end up making it so you're not triggered like you used to be, because you've accepted the whole of you. So you still tend to see the good in people, but you are more aware that what they're trying to do is suck you in. So the whole thing was about how he's not good at this and he's not good at that, and that he's always loved me and that he always will, and I'm the only person that he ever loved. Okay, in nowhere in any of those voicemails or in that message that he sent on Facebook private message, nowhere did it talk about me. I didn't exist. And this was the problem in the relationship that I had with him. I didn't exist. He had it in his head exactly what he wanted. So when we first started dating back in 2014, things were great. I knew that he had been single for a long time, so I gave that as a benefit of the doubt. Because you're in your habits, it's kind of hard to merge with somebody else. It takes a bit of time. So I was understanding of it. Well, then as time progressed, I would be told stories repeatedly about how his friend Jamie's wife was so magnificent. His friend Bob's wife was so magnificent. I was reminded how his mom is this and that. As time progressed, then he would try to throw in my face repeatedly these women, like I was supposed to live up to these women, and to me it was absurd. And I would tell him this. I would tell him outright, you can't have the same relationship that you see them having. You wouldn't be, even though you think that you want what your friend or whoever has, you can't have that with that person, because you're not the same. It's not the same two people. So what they have is specific to those two specific people. He could not comprehend that. Instead, he wanted me to come in and be what he viewed these other women were. He constantly told me how all of these guys, these are his friends, the people he hangs out with. And he would outright tell me that they're abusive, that they're an alcoholic. He would tell me that they're cheaters. He would say all this stuff. And I would tell him, you do understand that you're telling me who you really are, because not all these people can be what you're claiming. I've met these people. Some of these people that he claimed, I knew them personally. So I didn't quite grasp the situation. After I got out of the situation, I was able to look back at it and say, he didn't want a relationship with me. He wanted the relationship that he had fantasized about in his head before I ever even got involved in his life again. Because we dated way back in high school, junior high and high school. And that was tumultuous. But I chalked that up to us being young and dumb. People are supposed to grow as they get older. Well, not everybody does. I knew that. But I don't know why. I was in denial, is pretty much the easiest way to put it. We relive what we haven't healed from our childhood. So my mother was very hot and cold. She was 1 minute she was the most loving person in the world, and the next minute she could not stand you, and she was the cruelest, meanest person you would ever meet. And I never healed that. I thought I did, but I didn't. And so I kept reliving it with the people that I was dating. I was choosing the wrong people because somewhere in my head, deep down, subconsciously, if I could get one of these type of people that were like my mother to love me and give me what she didn't, then maybe I could heal. But healing wasn't outside of me. It was inside of me. But I didn't realize this. like I've said in previous videos, the man upstairs is a great man. He's guided me throughout my whole life. I've had 100% faith in everything. When things get rough, my brain starts to go, okay, how can I get out of this? And I just start thinking about ways I can get out of it. And then it just comes and I get out of it and it's great. And then I look up to the sky and I say thank you. Because I know that he's the one that gave me the strength to find the answers so I could move on. However, I can be quite stubborn in many ways. And in order for God to open my eyes, sometimes he's got to really like smack me upside the head and like really like throw my world into total chaos. And as it goes into chaos, as it gets into that chaos, initially there's pain. And if I sit with it, this is why I tell you, this is the hard part to coming to your true authentic self and loving yourself, is sitting with it and realizing that you have to heal it. And that it's something you have to get beyond. And once you get beyond it and you sit with it and you feel it and you truly feel that pain, that hurt, you start to think about how you can change and what choices you made while you interacted with these people. And at that point you start to make differences in your life. You start to heal the things. You start to see a lot of it. And it's really eye-opening to see yourself as shit. Subconsciously I knew all along, but I was in denial, and denial is a horrible place to be. Anyways, if somebody truly loves you, somebody truly loves you for who you are, they're going to care about you, not just themselves. Because love, unconditional love, does not mean that you are taking care of somebody else. You can't take care of somebody else. You can take care of a child, elderly parent or whatever, or disabled person, but you cannot take care of a grown-up. They have to take care of themselves. And if they're not taking care of themselves and loving themselves and finding their true authentic selves, you can't do it. And the reason that they are stuck in the I and all about them is because they haven't dealt with their childhood traumas. And they want to relive that same cycle with you because they're living in denial. And the biggest thing is once you come out of that and start accepting how you played a part in this because you didn't find your true authentic self and you didn't love yourself. Once you get to that point, you're able to look back and go, shit. And you see all of the ways that you were triggered. And you're able to heal those, and then you don't get triggered anymore. Now, if you would have asked me a year ago, year and a half ago, I would have told you 100% that I probably would have fallen for those voicemails and that message. But I didn't. And I didn't because I know what I deserve. I'm not a horrible, rotten person. You're not either. They suck you back in because they want to drain your energy. They are stuck in their childhood trauma. They can't get past that. And so misery loves company. They got to suck you back in. You don't go back in once you love yourself and find your true authentic self. You don't go back in because you know that you've healed your childhood trauma and that they haven't. And the way that you will know that they have healed their childhood trauma is they're not going to try to relive it. And when they talk to you about how sorry they are for anything that they've done to you or how much they love you, they're going to talk to you about you, not about them. If they're talking solely about themselves in their apology, They don't care about you. They care about sucking you back in to misery loves company. And you don't want to go down that rabbit hole. And you're able to see it a mile away. And when you start dating somebody new, it's exhilarating, it's exciting, but you don't have to worry that you're going to get screwed again, because you're going to see it a mile away. You're going to enjoy other people's company. Your interactions with human beings are going to be so much better. And when the people from your past come back to try to drag you back in, you feel sorry for them. You pity them. Because you know that they don't have to stay stuck there if they don't want. But they keep choosing it. And you deciding that you don't want to go back there and you don't want to play in that game because you now love yourself and have found your true authentic self, you're not doing anything wrong. You may be their karma. You may be the person that is supposed to destroy their life emotionally so then they can rebuild themselves and find their true authentic self and love themselves. And you shouldn't feel bad about that. I truly firmly believe that everybody comes into our lives for a reason, whether it's a lesson we have to learn or a lesson they have to learn. But the one thing that you keep doing throughout your life is you stay true to your authentic self and you love yourself. And once you start to get to that point where you're comfortable in loving yourself and in your true authentic self, you don't want to deal with that type of energy because you know that you're not there. You also know that they have to figure it out themselves. You can't save anybody. And I've said this many times in my videos. The only person you can save is you. You can't save anybody else. And when these people are coming at you, trying to suck you back in, they're sucking you back in because you have gone in and tried to save them before. And you are now totally aware when these people drag you in to save them. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't offer help and support to your friends and family and the people that you love. But you're going to do that support in a way that is going to be comfortable with you. And it's going to not throw you off of what your goals are, of what your purpose is here on this earth. And like I've said in previous videos, we lack a lot of love for each other in this world. And when you truly love yourself and find your authentic self, you start to meet people that radiate love. It's a great place to be. So continue to watch the videos. If you haven't watched the previous ones, go back. I'm in the process of almost being set up so I can finally get the book done and have some time to do stuff. I'm still digging out of the hole from my accident from May 5th of last year. There's still some issues that I have from that, but I'm told that the brain part will be healed 100% at some point. The lower back and the neck and shoulder probably never will be. I'll probably always have issues with them, which sucks, but it is what it is. And I can tell when the weather gets really like it's gonna rain or something. I can feel it. I can feel it a lot more. It's compared to what it was after the accident, it's tolerable, but it's still intolerable for me because I shouldn't be this way. I like to say that I'm a healthy person. I do smoke, so that doesn't make me a healthy person. But I watch what I eat. I don't fully watch what I eat, but I watch my sodium intake and my sugar intake and things like that because those things trigger cholesterol and diabetes and the rest of the stuff. So I watch my intakes on these. I pay attention to how if I'm eating too much stuff, it's affecting my body and making me not feel normal. So I will cut that out. Okay, I'm eating too much of this. I got to slow down. We live in a gluttonous society, a greedy society. So it's people just want more of what makes them feel good. I want what makes me healthy, except for the smoking. I know, contradicts itself, but I'm working on quitting that. Anyways, and I have over the years. Quit on and off. But what I'm trying to say is, when you start to love yourself and find your true authentic self, you really start to put your health and yourself as a priority. And you have to be your number one priority. Because just like they tell you in when you're going through the airplane stuff, they tell you in the beginning that you have to put the oxygen mask on you first before you put it on your children. And that's because you have to be able to breathe so that you can get it on your kids so then they can breathe. Well, if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't have a good, healthy relationship. And that's why for me, I'm working on the smoking, because that's a big thing for me. I gotta quit it once I can master that, and I'm doing better than what I was. Then I know that I'm good to go. I can keep moving forward. But you will find all these things that you need to work on, and you work on them, and once you do, the world opens up again. So my point is if somebody truly wants you in their life and truly loves you, they're going to come towards you with your best interest at heart. Because when you unconditionally love somebody, you're essentially saying that I love you for who you are. It doesn't mean I've got to tolerate anything that is beneath what I deserve. Unconditional means I love you no matter what you are or who you are, but you're toxic to my life. You don't fit in to my growth, and you have a lot of growth to do, and I can't be part of it because I can't do it for you. You have to do it yourself. You can only save yourself. And once you realize that the only person that you are in charge of and that you can save and that you can control is yourself, life becomes so much easier. When things go wrong and your world is crumbling, you don't fall down that rabbit hole of, oh my God, and go into that depths of despair. You're like, okay, this happened. Okay, I know I've gotten past, and I'm one that has said this my whole adult life, is I know that when something goes wrong, I'm going to get out of it and I'm going to come back better. I've started over so many times that I'm like a pro at it now, so it doesn't bother me anymore. But when things go wrong, you're like, okay, I'm just going to have to get through this. I just have to go through it. And again, the biggest thing that I can tell you is let it go and let God. Honestly, when I get overwhelmed and think, oh God, I'm heading down that rabbit hole, I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. I don't know how to do this on my own. Evidently, there's something you want me to learn or see or know. So I'm handing this over to you. I'm going to go about my day-to-day life and do what I know I should be doing. And the answer will come to me when it's time. He will give me the strength that I need. And once you have this relationship with the man upstairs, you don't fear things as much, because you know that why he sends these things to you is not because you're a bad person, but because he's trying to get you to grow, to be what he made you to be. And and so to get to unconditional love, You have to build the relationship with the man upstairs. That has to be your number one priority. And once you start to build that relationship and you become, and I hate this word, but I'm going to say you become kind of codependent on God, and you start to see the miracles, the little miracles in your life, the little things, you start to realize that relationship needs to be a budding relationship always. And as long as you keep that relationship as a priority, all other relationships are going to either fall away because they are not at your level, and God's not going to let you relive it again because you're still pursuing that relationship with Him. You're making it so this relationship with the man upstairs is the most important. And as you do that, He will guide you. You will feel it. You will know it. You will just understand it. It takes some time. There's going to be a lot of times where you're going to feel, okay, well, maybe is this my intuition? Is this the man upstairs talking to me? Is this my sign that I'm going in the right direction? You don't have to question any of it, because what is meant for you will come and stay. What isn't meant for you will come in and out of your life. The biggest thing that you learn when you build your relationship with the man upstairs is consistency is key. So you stay consistent with the relationship that you have with the man upstairs, and all of your other relationships around you that are good and healthy for you and what the Lord has brought to you will be consistent. It will be consistent. It won't be up and down. It won't be choppy. I'm not saying that there's not going to be problems or there's not going to be disagreements or anything like that, but the person that the man upstairs has brought to you is going to bring you somebody that's going to work with you. It's about compromise. It's about deciding what is right for both parties. So if you are dating somebody or you're interested in somebody and you guys are hanging out and doing things, they know what they can handle. You know what you can handle. And when it comes to certain things, you're going to say, okay, I'm not sure that I can do this part because of this, and you give them the reasonings. Now, if they care about you and the issue isn't that big of a deal for them, they're going to go, you know what? Okay, you're right. I get why you're like that. I get why this is this way. So I'm going to compromise with you, and I can do this and you can do this. But if it doesn't work out and you both can't come to something that you can both live with, then it's time to say goodbye and part your ways. It doesn't have to be mean and evil and rotten. It can just be, okay, we're not on the same page. It was nice taking the time to get to know you. Thank God we got this opportunity, because if we don't take that opportunity, what if we miss out? You might as well take the opportunity, because you're going to see it. You're going to see it soon. You're not going to have to go through years of a relationship just to find out that it's crap. You're going to see it in the beginning. You're going to see it. And I'm not talking, you're not going to be picky about things, because you're going to know that humans are humans. But your biggest priority to finding your true authentic self and loving yourself is your relationship with the man upstairs. Once you seal that relationship, the rest of it falls into place and your eyes are opened. And you're at peace. You're 100% at peace. And you realize what free will really is. And at that point, you're willing to give up free will. All right, this isn't on my terms. This is on your terms. You have something greater for me that I cannot see. That I cannot see. So I'm going to hand it over to you. You know where I need to be. And you just go with it. And I'm not talking religion. I do not believe in organized religion at all. I think it is nothing more than a cult. I do not like the whole aspect that we should fear God. I think that has been a very bad preaching technique to tell us that we should fear God. Yes, we should fear God if we are going against God, because he is the Almighty. But the whole point of him is for you to build a relationship with him. And if you fear, you can't build a good, healthy relationship. Just look at abused people. They can't have a truly healthy relationship because they're controlled and they don't have free will. And God gives us free will for one reason, because we get to choose. If we want to do our free will, we can do our free will. He's totally okay with it. But that's just telling him that we're not putting the relationship with him first. It's telling him that we think we know better, when in reality we don't. He only knows. He had your life planned out long before you even existed. He knows why you're here and what you need to do while you're here. So let go and let God. Because honestly, the man upstairs knows exactly what's going on. And once you hand over those reins, you're washed over with peace and freedom. Even though you're allowing God's will. Because that's how it's supposed to be. He wants us to pursue the relationship with him first. And when you get with somebody else, you want to know that they put that as a priority too. Because if you both put that as a priority, then he's going to guide you and that other person. So get right with the man upstairs. Pursue that relationship. And the more you pursue it, and the more you become confident in that relationship, the more the world opens up to you, and you're able to see things that you could never before. You're able to see where your flaws are and why you stuck around in those energies, because you weren't pursuing the first important relationship, and that is with the man upstairs. So I hope this made sense. If not, please feel free to reach out. Again, my number and my contact information is below if you'd like to have a conversation. But the only person that you can fix or change or be in control of is yourself. You can't change anybody else. You can't fix anybody else. They have to do it themselves, just like you have to do it yourself. And once you start to fix yourself and you learn to trust yourself and you learn to love yourself and you learn to find your true authentic self, you're able to see other people that are working too. Even if they're not at your energetic level, you can see that they are energetically really working to get towards where you are. Or maybe they're ahead of you. But if they are not looking to pursue that relationship and they are not growing, you're going to see it immediately, because it's all going to be about them. You're not going to exist. And at that point, you know that they do not have the relationship with the higher power like they should. The man upstairs is where you should be pursuing your relationship. And once you start to, your world really changes around quickly. So, good luck. Keep growing that relationship. If you have any questions or anything else, please feel free to reach out. Thanks. Bye. Love ya.